Hi everyone, my name is Courtney Rosenthal and I am a registered nurse. I'm here to talk to you today about medication literacy, and really what that means is understanding your medicines. So it's medicine safety. So a lot of you may be wrestling with having more than one prescription or having maybe temporary prescriptions that you only refill once or twice. So the goal of this presentation is to give you a tidy list, to-do list, that you can follow in order to keep your medications organized and your medication administration, taking your medicines, as safe as possible. So I recommend that you follow along on your handout. So what this this presentation is going to go over are the 6 keeps of medication literacy. So in order to keep things simple and brief, there are 6 keeps that I'm going to recommend you follow in order to keep your medicines and to keep a list of your medicines and to keep your medicines organized and safe. So the first thing I want to talk about is to keep a list. The first keep is to keep a list and to keep it current. So what this means is that instead of just bringing in a bag of your prescriptions, something that you can do so that you can update it constantly is to keep a list of each of your medications with lots of data on it. And this way, you can bring it into doctor's appointments, and if you need to go to the hospital, somebody can get this and bring this in for you. And so it's just your personal accountability for your medicines. So this is an example that I got off of the FDA's website. And so they have created this really nice grid that talks about what drug it's called, the brand and the generic name, what it looks like, so a description of that pill. So, it's the blue pill with the number 1, 2, 3 on it. How much you're taking, so one pill, which is 40 milligrams, one time a day or with meals, or how to use or when to use. So this is what times you would take that medicine. Also, if it's something that you're just taking as needed for back pain or as needed for anxiety or as needed for something else, you have that here. Your start and stop date, so this is the first time that you started taking the medicine, as well as say you have a temporary antibiotic prescription. This will give you the opportunity to say, I took this from January 1st to January 15th. That way, your physician is aware of not just what you're currently taking, but what you have taken before. Then why I'm using or notes. So knowing, okay, I take my low pressure for my blood pressure, and I know that I need to count my heart rate before I give myself that every day. And then who told me to use this? So did your primary care physician tell you to use this? Or is this something you got from a specialist? That way, your specialist, say your kidney doctor gives you one medicine, your primary care doctor can also know that you're on that medication. So what we recommend for keeping a list and keeping it current is maintaining a list like this, keeping it in a place that's easy to find. So I recommend putting it on a refrigerator so that as you take your morning medicines, you can mark out things, make any adjustments, and maybe even giving a copy of it to a loved one to hold on to, and keeping it current. So holding yourself accountable to, okay, I'm not taking that anymore, marking through it, or I'm taking a different dose of that now and making that adjustment on the sheet. That's a really safe way to keep track of all of your medicines, what they're used for, just in case somebody needs that information. So the next keep is to keep them organized. So if you have a handful of pills that you're taking every morning, it can be really difficult to know, am I taking this at the right time? Am I taking the correct dose? Am I taking this with meals like I'm supposed to, or am I supposed to drink something with this? So something that you can work with either a nurse or your doctor with is organizing your medicines. That can be done with pill boxes, which often are broken into an AM and PM slot for each day of the week. You can also work with your physician or your pharmacist to create what's called a pill calendar, and that calendar will break up every single day what medicines you're supposed to be taking. It helps to keep things organized and make it to where you're not wrestling with a big pile of pills every morning. So keep a list, keep it current, And then the second one is keep them organized. So keep your medicines organized, right? So we've got keep a list, keep it current, and then keep them organized. Next is keep in touch with your doctor. So this sounds like a really basic idea, but it's really important to, if you plan on taking maybe a supplement that you heard was going to be good for you, or even if you're going to take an over-the-counter medicine for a cold, it's really important that you communicate that with your physician before taking that medicine. Because of you may be on other medicines, they might interact with even over-the-counter things that are considered pretty safe. So keeping in touch with your doctor, letting them know if you're going to try something new, and also talking to them if a drug you're taking is having side effects, if you're not taking it the way you're supposed to, if it's too expensive for you to take it the way you're supposed to. Keeping in touch with your doctor and having really good communication both ways, and making sure you keep a list, keep it current, and bring it with you. So we've gone through keep a list, keep it current, keep them organized, keep in touch with your doctor, and then the next is keep a way of knowing what is what. So what I mean by that is, while this sheet is going to be really helpful for giving you why you're taking a medicine and how often to take it, that doesn't help if you can't recognize the medicine. So what you can do is either make sure that you have a really good description into what it looks like. So it is the hexagon pill with the letter L on it. But what is really recommended is if you can work with your physician or your pharmacist to develop drug cards. And so what these are is on the front, it will have the drug name and also a picture of what that drug looks like, what that pill looks like. And then on the back, it will tell you the name of the drug, both the generic and the brand name, the dose, most importantly, the reason you're taking it, and the time of day. So the reason you're taking it is really important, because if you're going to go for a procedure, say you're going for your preventative medicine colonoscopy, well, they might tell you to hold some of your medicines, but to make sure you take any blood pressure medicines that you're on. So go ahead and take your low pressure. So if you're confused about which pill is your blood pressure medicine, you can refer to your drug cards and you can see, oh, okay, that is the circular pill that's this color that says the number 1, 2, 3. So going back to our list, keep a list, keep it accurate, keep it current. Keep them organized, keep in touch with your doctor, keep a way of knowing what is what, like our drug cards, and then keep in touch with your pharmacist. So your pharmacist is a really important part of your healthcare team. What's recommended now is that we go back to that system of using just one pharmacy, because we might be seeing different specialists, or we might be going to doctors all over the city. It's really easy to get into the habit of having several different pharmacies. Well, it can be really difficult for pharmacists to do their due diligence and check for drug interactions if you're going to a bunch of different pharmacies. So keeping a relationship with one pharmacy, it's going to be easier to remember when your pills are due for a refill. They'll be able to check when for any drug interactions, and most importantly, you can develop a relationship with your pharmacist, and being able to comfortably ask them questions. I think a lot of us feel like we're not allowed to ask questions about medicines if we've been on them for a while. Well, if you're in touch with your pharmacist, if you know your pharmacist, then you're more likely to feel comfortable asking them for any clarification on the medicines you're taking. So going back over, we have keep a list, keep it current, keep them organized, keep in touch with your doctor, keep a way of knowing what is what, keep in touch with your pharmacist, and finally, keep them out of reach. So obviously, you may have grandchildren, great-grandchildren, any children coming into your home. Your medications can be hazardous for them. So even though many of them come with the child-resistant lids now, those can be fiddled with very, very easily. So what we recommend is that you actually take your pills, keep them all in one space, and put them up high, maybe in a cupboard, someplace where you can reach comfortably but isn't super accessible to children or pets, both of which can be really harmed if they get into your medicines. So again, this is just a handy little way for you to get some healthcare literacy, some medication literacy. It's called The 6 Keeps of Medication Literacy. I've also given you a copy of this medication record that you can update and keep it current and share it with your pharmacist, share it with your physician. We've talked about making drug cards, having drug cards that will kind of let you know what pill you're taking for what. And hopefully this will make you feel a little bit more comfortable with your daily medication administration and also give you some confidence that if something were to happen, people will be able to find out what medications you're taking for what and when. Thank you so much. I hope this is helpful. There are some resources on a separate sheet for you. Thank you. Bye.